seen her?
Yeah. Since the dawn of man, there have always been Karens, but now that we have digital advancements, we can finally catch them red-handed. Grab your poaching gear, because these are the times when Karens realize they've been caught.
You. You're not here for the people, you're here for your paycheck.
Case on, panicked and patrolled Karen. For our first catch, we've got a Karen here that's going wild off the bat. Wild, in the sense that she starts reversing into several cars, including a cop car. She noticed this afterwards and began apologizing, saying that she was just trying to park. Did she buy her license? Then comes the smell of booze.
Turn off the car.
It's off.
Are you guys injured at all?
We're not. I'm sorry. It was in park. I literally don't know why it was doing that. We have the emergency brake on. I don't know. We had it in park because we saw you coming over. We pulled it in park and it was rolling backwards. He can vouch.
Okay, you just hit a bunch of cars and us.
We didn't hit any cars.
Yeah, you're crashing into a car right now.
We literally didn't hit.
You hit my car too.
Hitting an officer's car. Huh. Now that's a mistake. This Karen goes by the name of Aurora, and it looks like she was riding with someone, and she's in denial of hitting any cars at all. Ironic, because the dude in the passenger seat can't get out because she's literally crashed into a car right now, albeit it isn't a devastating crash, but a crash nonetheless. So the story goes that they were just trying to park since they live around here, so her license gets handed over. It's quite obvious the car is going to be towed or they're going to be taken away. But Aurora here isn't having any of that.
So you're going to tow this car over us hitting their mirror? You're going to tow this car over us hitting their mirror?
Yep, the cops hit gold with this one. She just goes berserk and taps into her inner rap god and starts spouting out words like there's no tomorrow. She freaks out because she needs this car for her work the next day apparently. She then gets asked to step out of the vehicle calmly. But of course, the opposite happens and hilarity takes place. She and her partner attempt to flee, but they're restrained. The person with Aurora is Julius, and she becomes so erratic that they had to tase her. Safe to assume they're both cuffed, but Aurora continues to scream uncontrollably. The cops try to calm her down, but man, the bellows of Karen are truly unrivaled. Aurora was so chaotic, she had to be hooded and leg restrained.
Guys, I'm not an animal. I don't.
Well, you certainly rampage like one. They put her in the cop car, but she starts to fidget again. She even fidgets so much that she shakes off the hood that she had on. Also, it turns out that thanks to that scuffle, an officer had to be hospitalized for some minor injuries.
What happened? Just you?
When we took her to the ground, I went down the hill too.
Oh, gotcha.
And she was like kicking and screaming, so she definitely kicked a part of my knees.
Back to Aurora in the cop car, she explains in terrible and crummy detail that she was the one wronged. But we all saw the footage on how she tried to book it, and how Julius was fighting back to the cops. The officers then search her vehicle and illegal substances. Julius is then interviewed, and the officer says he wants him to cooperate so that this case will be smoother. Guess what? Julius is way better at handling this because he maintains his cool and he cooperates, so no fuss. He was actually so chill about it, the officers got a chance to explain why they tased him. But there's always a blind side to this, because Julius argues the cops just straight up did police brutality. Of course, we rewind back to those clips, and we can fairly see that he was ordered to stand down. But he resisted, so he got tased. Meanwhile, Aurora keeps going on a verbal bombing run in the cop car. Then the Fed who tased Julius gets interviewed.
I just, real quick, because you were on him, so, like, what did you say?
I was the one who tased him.
Yeah, I get that. Like, what did you say to him? He gets out of the car, blah, 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 like, get away. He engages with you guys, like, what was the...
Officer Sanders telling him to stop resisting, get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground. They go rest on the ground, he gets back up.
And then Aurora slips a cuff off. An officer notices this and calmly talks to her. So she begins begging to be let go. But of course, she eventually results in her thrashing around. Despite this, the officers try to calmly reason with her, but she only responds with curses, So back in the cop car she goes.
Educated member of society who's never had any priors, has no threat to society. The only threat I posed was the officer who put her knee on the ground to put me on the ground. I'm not a threat to society.
She's gone full circle with that schizo rant. Eventually they get to the station, and now that we can see her, you can clearly smell the daddy issues a mile away. She then goes on and on to justify herself to an overbearing degree, when in fact, the cops were just trying to get a toxicology test on her. She claims now that she has every right to keep going on and on about being loud.
You're still yelling right now.
Yes, because I'm mad now.
Exactly.
I have every right to be mad at you guys. Nobody read me my rights. Nobody told me why I was being arrested, and I'm here. Yes, I'm mad. I'm allowed to be mad. It's not illegal to be mad. It's not illegal to yell at you.
She doesn't need a police station. She needs an asylum. She talks over the feds so much, one of them just gives up. Eventually, she does get the breath test. Then it's time for the finale.
Have you been drinking?
2 drinks, 3 drinks.
Ironically, she was just 0.01 short from the illegal alcohol intake, which was 0.08. Aurora was charged with battery and obstructing an officer, and months later, guilty. A $1,600 fine was cased in. Julius was found guilty for obstructing an officer, and the rest is history. Case 2. The Maskless Karen. Stopping over to our next Karen, which takes place during the rise of the pandemic. Of course, there are some deranged individuals out there who refuse to believe the obvious truth. But before that, let's step into 2021, where we're taken to this normal-looking grocery. Here we have people shopping with masks left and right, as it is the new normal thanks to some bat soup from Wuhan. All of the people here are protected, except for this woman.
Store policy, they can ask you to leave.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is it a law? What's the federal law that prevents me from wearing a face mask? Federal law.
Not federal. It's
Okay,
state
so
law.
you don't know.
State
you don't
order.
know the law, right?
State order.
No. The law. The law.
She begins yapping all around these questions, yada yada, because apparently it's okay to spread your germs around in this vulnerable age. Not to mention, she also threatens to sue. However, the store official makes a compelling argument. They're allowed to refuse service since she's not following a health concern.
Because I pose what kind of threat?
They have a policy here. They're
Is it a
following
federal law?
They're following the
Is
state
it a
mandate.
It's not.
Miss,
Mandate
do you have an idea?
and-
Yes, it is a federal.
Mandate and a law, two different things.
In this scuffle, they ask her for an ID, but she refuses, so it's cuff time. She tries to resist, and she doesn't want to be touched, let alone her phone, but the cops do their job anyway. She's taken outside, where she's being walked to be booked, but man, she keeps making mouth noises.
Give me my cell phone.
Miss, stop pulling away from us.
No. Give me my cell phone.
Pulling away from us is resisting.
No. Give me my cell phone. Give me
Everything's
my
being recorded.
cell phone. No.
Everything's being recorded.
Give me my cell phone.
Miss, everything's being recorded.
Give me my cell
Please
phone.
put your hands behind your back.
Oh, God.
Oh God, indeed. This Karen just won't stop asking for her cell phone. And the boomers say that the new generation can't get their hand off their phones. This old bag feels like she can't live without it as she calls for it, as if it was a dog that was gonna come running to her. So they get her in a car. Then this happens.
Illegal search!
I'm not.
Illegal!
You can't have the first.
Illegal
If you kick me,
search!
you're gonna go to jail.
Illegal!
I'm not searching
search!
first. I want your first.
Illegal search!
Miss,
Illegal search!
You can't have your first on
Oh,
you in the back.
me. Yeah, we told
my
you that.
God. Where's my cell phone?
We have it.
I want it now! I want my cell phone now! I want my cell phone.
You ever wonder when are they ever going to develop sonic-based weapons that damage hearing? Well, you're looking at a living prototype, because this woman's constant barking for her phone is just so repetitive to the point it might just damage anyone's sanity.
You are so in trouble.
I'm not. Trust me. Here, go
You are
ahead.
so in trouble.
I'm not. You are.
What's he exactly in trouble for? Doing his job, keeping the peace. So they remove the cuffs to get her purse and put the phone in.
There you go.
You guys are in so much
Can you
trouble.
watch it? See, look at it. Put your cell phone in
You're
there.
so in trouble.
No, we're not.
That's not mine.
Oh,
That's
you're right.
not
That
mine.
one.
Just shut the door. There you go. Peace and quiet. You know what's the ironic part about this? Her name is unironically Karen Turner, and she was found guilty of trespassing and failure to disclose personal information. She had to pay a fine of $573, and she's now banned from all Mark's shops. Amazing how her name is like that. Case 3. Highway Combat Karen. What is it with Karens and drinking? Are they trying to drink the troubles of their failed marriages away? Well, let's check and see with this roadside Karen. This one kinda has taste because she's in a sleek Camaro.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Huh?
Swerved out the road.
Who did? You were driving?
The officer, seeing as this Camaro looks like it got pushed out of the road, just wants them to come out and talk about what happened.
We good. What? We good. What?
Yeah, you're not good. Don't worry about that, man. We're gonna talk with her.
No, I'm saying, what are we getting stopped for?
You drove off the roadway.
Yeah, but
So the driver stays in the car, while the cop here is going to have a little chat with the young miss here.
All right. So tell me what happened.
My tire.
Do you need to rest on the vehicle?
Rest?
Do you need to rest on the vehicle? Okay. How much have you had to drink today?
Not that much.
So this chick rambles a bit, but she looks very wasted, like Las Vegas wasted. The cop asks her to retell how this all happened, then her directions are all over the place. Of course, her male friend is concerned with her.
Why you back here just staring at me, man?
I'm trying to make sure she cool.
How would she not be cool?
She crying?
Yeah, because she knows she messed up. That's why. Come on, let's walk up here. Let's get off this dirt, okay? Hold my hand. Hold my hand, okay? Hold it like this. Yeah.
My car went out.
Okay. I understand your car went out. I get that, okay? So there's a mechanical malfunction on your vehicle, okay? So, how fast were you driving?
The next few phrases from her don't really make sense, as she was slurring her speech, but the officer asks if she got anything else other than a drink. She makes up another excuse, and it's just quite obvious at this point. Looks like the duve is taken away. A brief inspection of the Camaro happens, then she's cuffed. Surprisingly, she doesn't really resist, up until she realizes she's being taken to the police station.
I don't want
That's all
to
right.
pee.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I don't want to pee on myself in the car.
Her. What's her name? I don't know her name yet.
I have to pee. Let me pee.
Man, there's no place out here. I gotta take you to the station.
Wow, this one's just really desperate. I think this one just wants to slither away. Funnily enough, they really insist on offering to take her to the station to pee, because apparently you can see the station from here. How convenient.
I need your name. What's your name?
Man.
What is your name? You'll get more charges. You gotta give me your name. What is your name?
Excuse me.
What is your name?
I need my wife.
Okay.
I need my
You want
wife.
more charges?
Why?
What do you mean why? Because you need to identify yourself.
Okay. And,
So tell
and
me your
What
name.
law is that? I need to identify myself.
Oh my
What law is that?
Oh boy, she's getting feisty. It's obvious she's driving under the influence, and she's also driving these cops crazy by beginning not to cooperate. Soon, they get to the station, and she keeps on kicking the police vehicle from the inside. She's taken inside the station where she's detained. Then the cuffs come off, but she begins to wail endlessly inside the station. The crazy doesn't end there, as when the cops come back to inspect her, she goes bonkers. This crazy dame is Keo A. Thomas, and she pleaded guilty to the assault of an officer and driving under the influence. I don't think this was much of a Karen, but more of an insane drunkard. Case 4. Suburban Shrier. The suburbs, so peaceful and quiet, but all of that peace is sadly just about to go away thanks to our next Karen. This cop asks this woman to stop the car, but then she gets handsy, so the officer tries his hand to stop the car. Right then and there, Pandora's box opens. This woman won't stop being so aggressive, so the officer arrests her. I think it's safe to say that this one is so deranged, even the passenger that was with her tells her to chill.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back. Get down.
I don't care.
Get down.
What the?
Get down.
Stop.
We got ourselves a shrieker. Even in cuffs, she won't stop resisting. The officer repeatedly keeps telling her to stop, but she only responds with a flurry of demonetizing swear words. She even threatens the cop with force. Good gravy, she keeps on barking too. Not to mention, those wails. Must be a Ric Flair fan. Another police vehicle finally arrives to help book her in, but she just keeps on wriggling like an insect larva. This lady cop comes to help, but not even she could contain the madness. Listen, we can barely make out what they're saying because of the mic quality, the fast speech of the woman, and the constant swearing. It's amazing that her boyfriend was just there cooperating. Props to that guy. Case 5. Middle-aged screaming Karen. Prepare to put on some earplugs because this next Karen just can't keep her trap shut.
Who saw him choking? Who saw him choke me to the ground? Who saw me?
I saw you run through the door when you weren't supposed to. And I
choked
saw him
me
push
to
you
the
out
ground.
the door.
So, assuming you got it, this old bag ran into the flight line and reportedly got choked down like Smackdown. Based on the reactions of the passengers, I think she's probably exaggerating.
I want the manager of the airport here. Nobody would stand up and said this girl was chokeholded by a passenger. Shame on all of you.
Everyone point and laugh, because those are the magic words. It all started when individuals reported a disturbance, and then the cops arrived. This is when the woman known as Tare Ann Blues began her entire tragic saga.
Ma'am, calm down.
Listen, I'm fine. I need to get to my great aunt's memorial service. I've been.
Okay, it's understandable that she's upset since a loved one just recently passed, but this statement is the green light for all of the psychotic rants.
My God, what is wrong with America?
Calm down. Calm down.
No, that guy
Ma'am,
needs to be arrested.
Come on, stay over here.
You saw it. You saw it. You saw it.
Ma'am.
You saw it.
Ma'am. Keep.
He chokeholded me.
So this unfortunate cop attempts to soothe her to a corner, which leads to that legendary boo-hoo scene from earlier, and she loudly yells to the officer.
Nobody wants to stand up for me.
Then, of course, she continuously requests the manager. She also keeps telling the same narrative over and again.
No, there's cameras. What are you talking about? Oh my God.
He eventually calms her down just enough for her to start pointing fingers here and there. So another cop attempts to soothe the wailing banshee, and this cop tries to find out what occurred. Apparently, Tare was eager and hurried to the plane's gate, despite being warned multiple times, and she did indeed acquire a neck grip from some unknown person before being tossed to the ground. What a story. So she's been refused boarding. And here he is, the alleged choker of this entire thing.
So what happened?
She came rushing through the door. I pushed her back.
So back to Tare, and her narrative remains the same. Choke slam, great aunt's memorial, blah blah blah. You know the drill.
Nobody would help me. Nobody.
I'm here to
Nobody.
I'm here to help you.
Please help me.
I'm here to help you, okay?
Eventually, a miracle occurs. They eventually get her out of that corner.
Yeah, everybody, thank you for sticking up for me.
Lady, please stop shouting. She simply continues blaming everyone else and complaining about how no one assisted her. She ultimately sips her water, and we're back where we started.
It's not fair.
Keep breathing, Terry.
That girl at the reservation desk, she did it. She sent him on me. I didn't do anything wrong. I checked in. I asked for an early check-in.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm never flying again. I can't stand America. I'm moving to Spain.
How much did you have to drink today?
I had a couple of margaritas. You can go talk to the bartender. I had a very fine time with those people until I got here.
There you have it, the inebriation confession. So the officers look up additional health data concerning Tare, but she keeps raising her voice. They eventually find her belongings and request identification, which she quickly refuses. Then one of the policemen confirms that it was only a shove and not the supposed chokehold. They eventually ask for the receipt for the beverages for the inquiry. Then Tare does what she always does.
Everybody saw it.
Terry.
Nobody would stand up and said this girl was chokeholded by a passenger.
Terry.
Shame on all of you.
So the scenario's decision is obvious. Now it's time to cuff Tare, which is a problem in and of itself.
Oh, I'm being arrested for being chokehold. Please, somebody film this. Please, someone film this.
She's being recorded, ma'am.
Please, someone film this. Please.
They eventually restrain her and then set her down, but she complains loudly about her wrists being sliced by the shackles. The cops are clearly attempting to assist her, but she is too crazy. She flutters from side to side as they gently carry her away. Despite the wheelchair escort, one officer had to hold her legs up to keep her from fidgeting too much. She keeps whining about her legs and arms, so one of the policemen releases her legs, but she still whines and yells for her lawyer. She is hauled noisily to the police car.
I can't miss this flight. I can't miss this flight.
Stand up, Terry.
The most difficult aspect of this task was putting her into the police truck. She pleads for aid loudly, and they continually tell her to get inside the car. But all she does is scream. Soon, the officers lessen their grip and let go of one arm, but she's out for blood, so they cuff her again. They've exhausted all kinder alternatives, so they're now forcing her inside the truck. She's finally in, and they're driving away. Inside, things become extremely raunchy, so let's just go on. They pull into the garage, and she walks on her own for the first time.
I hope you're all happy. My aunt deserved better than this.
She starts crying while she is being searched, but then she starts fidgeting madly again. Finally, time to go behind bars, or a solid door for this case.
Oh, right. This is great. I'm writing the President of the United States about this. Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
And just like that, comedy gold. Then she is set down while they remove the two cuffs, and ultimately she gives up, but not before criticizing them all and requesting a lawyer. Tare was eventually charged with public drunkenness, resisting arrest, and unlawful drug possession. Case 6. Karen on a plane. And last, but not the least, we have a Karen in an airliner. Not to mention, this is another one of those maskless Karens. So yeah, this whole flight can't pull through because there's a Karen on the plane that won't put on a mask. So the officials and the cops plan to throw her out of the plane.
You're going to just stay behind me because I need you to ask her to get off the plane because you're the representative of the airline, and then when she refuses, I'll take it from there.
Time to put this plan into action.
Hello.
We're going to take you off the aircraft.
Yep, you're going to have to get off the aircraft,
Yeah,
okay?
and you're at the,
Yep.
and I compliment you in that way.
She's a representative of the aircraft. They don't want you flying on their plane today, okay? So you're going to have to get off the
They
aircraft.
made us wait and wait and wait. That's fine, and I will respect that.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to grab your bag and just
And
step
I did
off
not
the
do
aircraft.
anything, actually. Disrespect.
We'll talk about it outside.
Disruptive, besides speak my mind.
Okay.
And you know what?
This Karen starts off rather slow, but ramps up very quickly, even causing a massive scene by addressing everyone on the plane, but ends up delivering no message. The officer gives her one last warning to leave quietly, but of course, this is a Karen video. I gotta say, this woman is so expressive with her face. Well, obviously, she pulls out a million excuses, but the cops gave her a heap of chances to come quietly.
We're getting to the point where you're not respecting my human rights as a constitution. That's not true. I didn't do anything.
Finally, this loony is off the plane. She's cuffed, and she claimed she was calm. But lady, you were caught in fork making up a lot of excuses instead of coming quietly. She's escorted out while she's crying, and thus begins a long, loud and muffled walk of girl boss, gaslighting, and gatekeeping from this wild chick. She's finally taken to a police vehicle, but then she rambles about weird and unintelligible things. It's amazing how she could match the noise of the jet engines. They finally get to the police station where she looks very washed up. They're about to book her, but then she rants how she was manipulated on how she was arrested. What? I swear, these hippies had too much bush. She's finally taken in for non-compliance of the health protocols and trespassing. I feel bad for the other passengers that they had to deal with something like this. All right, let's see those nets. Which of these caught Karens was the worst? Tell us in the comments below. We're interested to know. If you want more of our videos, make sure to check out the videos in the cards now. Thanks for watching. And remember, don't be a Karen.